The Four Leaf Clover podcast is sponsored by Planet Celtic.
Evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Friday Focus Show on the Four Leaf Clover podcast. Welcome to Andy, welcome to our Michelle, and welcome to our Paddy. Andy, how has your blessed week been, my good man?
It's been all right this week. It's went pretty well. I've had a good couple of weeks. The weather's nice as well. Sun's out, so sun's out, guns out, mate. Can't beat it.
Oh, yeah, can't beat it indeed. Michelle, how are you feeling, pal? How's the injury getting on as well?
Yeah, good. I'm the same as Andy. I've had a good week. I've been sitting in the sun most of the week. I know that you can tell because I do not tan. But yeah, it's just nice to be able to get a wee bit of summer, because if I was not injured, I'd be working indoors. So really, it's a blessing. Well, it's not a blessing in disguise, but you know what I mean. It's good. Cheeky drink. So it's been good.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Patrick, how are you getting on, sir? You're getting prepared to come over yet again for hopefully what will be a title party, because I don't see them doing too well up in Pittodrie. So hopefully you still manage to have as much as a good time as was planned, that kind of went a bit tits up against St Johnstone.
That's the plan, Scott. It's just good to have a game to get that one last Sunday out of the system. Nothing better than the next game. Big crowd, hopefully nice day. You know, Kilmarnock are there for the taking, so let's just go out, get the job done, and let's see what happens at Pittodrie on Sunday. Preference wouldn't be to win it that way. Obviously, I would like to win it with the fans in the stadium, but
yeah,
you know, at the end of the day, it's about getting over the line. And you know, Brendan said earlier on the week, this game in particular, you want to show why you're the champions. You know, I mean, you want to do it in style and do it with a bit of panache and do it the Celtic way. So for the players tomorrow to make up for that disappointment of last Sunday.
Yeah, a bit of panache and a bit of pizzazz would be nice tomorrow, which has been sadly lacking. And Andy will get into that in a minute. Brendan apparently got in about everybody yet again at his press conference. We're going to get into that. But just before we start with the press conference, just got a couple of messages to fire out there. You'll notice that our Jerry is missing from the panel this evening. Jerry is at a funeral today of a very good friend of his. So we just want to give our Jerry a big shout out and just to let him know that we're thinking of him today and his friend. And we'll see him back on Wednesday. Also, ladies and gentlemen, you will notice on the comments that Lisbon Girl has been missing for quite a bit. Now, I can't see that just now. I'm waiting for it to come up on my TV. I just want to say thank you to the Four Leaf Clover podcast and all the viewers who have kept us in their prayers and thoughts. When I was told about my dad being taken into palliative care due to cancer on his spine and his brain, he was sent home for end of life care mid-December, but he passed away a week ago now. God rest him, but I wanted to give all a big thank you. You probably don't even know, she's still been commenting and watching the podcast. And that's what this podcast is all about. You know, we're a big family on this podcast. It's great to see that we do help people. We get private messages and things like that as well of people on the podcast saying how much it helps them. So God bless your dad, Lisbon Girl, and hopefully we'll see you back in the comments again soon. You've definitely been missed, and God bless your dad. So let's get on with the show then. Andy, I've been absolutely shattered this week, so I gave you a massive task today, mate, to watch Brendan Rodgers' press conference, and I'm a bit gutted that I missed it, mate, because apparently there was fireworks.
Aye, I wouldn't go that far. He did come out with a few things. He touched on Yang, the injury to Yang, so he's going to be out for a few weeks.
Right.
With that injury, so he's going to be in a sling for 2 weeks. That alone, and then obviously the healing process. Who knows what's going to happen for there? So I think it's unfortunate for him, because with the form that Kuhn's in, there was a good chance that he was going to take his place. So what you're looking at now, you're looking at maybe bringing in Forrest, who is fit, or do you go with Ida in the middle with Dyson on the left and maybe Jota on the right to take up that position. I think we've got a couple of options there. But I think it is in his seat to possibly make a few changes. But certainly want the young that's come in, and that's for sure. So I feel really sorry for him, to be honest with you. For Gang, this could have been a good wee opportunity for him if he was chosen over Kuhn. I think there's a good chance that Kuhn could maybe drop out the team, but we'll wait and see what happens tomorrow. Just touching on obviously the drop in form, the kind of tail end of the season coming up now, the kind of business end of the season as it's known as. It basically just goes on about how good Celtic's form's been since pre-season all the way up to January almost, or round about January. Touched on it, obviously the Dortmund defeat over in Dortmund was a low point, and the defeat to Rangers at Snake Mountain as well was a low point. And then we're getting into January, and obviously he also spoke about the amount of games we were playing in that period as well, especially for October up until kind of December time was really congested. I think he's actually done well when you consider it and manage a squad the way he did. I don't think we've really suffered for heavy injuries. I think if we did suffer for really heavy injuries, we might be in a different position. Because when you do take your kind of quality players out the team and you look at the bench at times, you're like, it's not quite there, is it? Until we get your full squad back. So it looks as if Yang's the only one that's going to be missing, obviously apart from Casper. You've got Scales, I think, is now available. And I think a lot of people were talking about Trusty maybe coming out of the team, and maybe Scales is the guy to take his place, especially when he talks about this whole kind of balance of the team, the whole he likes a left-sided defender. Scales would slot straight into that spot and probably deserves another crack at it, to be honest with you. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think he's going to make changes tomorrow. I wouldn't think it's going to be wholesale changes, because sometimes that can come back and really bite you in the arse. But I think we'll see changes. Possibly Kuhn, possibly Trusty. Another question mark there, Sloop as well, with his recent performances, whether Taylor is going to come in and maybe win his place back in the side. That's a discussion we can get into as the pod goes on. See what other people's comments are on that. And there was also talking about when it came to transfer window. And Paddy, you might want to bring this up. Obviously, he was asked about what the players that he didn't get.
Yeah, I just thought it was. I thought it was very sort of telling what he said. It was a kind of a sort of a hidden. I think there was a wee bit of a hidden threat there towards the board. He spoke about the players not being at their best recently, but he did say that you need to have constant flow of new players and new blood coming in to freshen the thing up and keep it fresh and keep pushing the guys that are there. And he made a remark about, if that doesn't happen, then sometimes the manager leaves. So I just feel that was a sort of I think it was a wee roundabout dig at the board, as if to say, what happened last summer won't be tolerated this summer. We've identified who we're looking for. We know exactly what we need to do. So basically, the work should be going on already in preparation for the window opening at the beginning of July. So I definitely got that impression from him. I definitely got that impression that he was more or less saying to the board that this is why we need to keep doing what we're doing. You've got to keep regurgitating the players, and he actually did say too, sometimes as well as the players needing freshened up and fresh players and fresh ideas coming in, sometimes he says even a group of players sometimes need a new voice in the dressing room as well, in terms of a manager. So he definitely broached that subject today in a way that I've never heard him talking about before. So for me, I just think it was kind of a wee warning shot across the bows of the board. So hopefully Dermot Desmond, Peter Lawwell, all the rest of the board members, I hope they took that on board, because we all know that he's going into the last year of his contract. So I mean, he's like any other manager. He's only wanting the best for Celtic and the best for the Celtic supporters. You know, the guy's not trying to run us into debt or, you know, do any massive harm to the club. He's simply trying to take the club to another level every single season, and he's done that this year with our performance in the Champions League. So he obviously wants to do that. He's an ambitious manager as well. He has great hopes for himself. He has great hopes for the club. You know, and we have some really good, genuine, you know, top quality players. But you know, he's constantly highlighted the fact that you need to be on top and you need to be strengthening. And the best time to strengthen is when you're on top. You don't wait till you're behind again. You need to strengthen while you're on top. So I just thought it was interesting, Andy. I thought his comments were very telling. If that's how he's feeling, you know, at this stage of the season, you know, whether he's getting some kind of feedback from the board, whatever, I'm not entirely sure. But I just got the impression from him today that he wasn't entirely happy with what's going on, maybe over even the last couple of windows. And I think he's just getting his word in quickly to say, right, you know, we're heading forward the middle of April. The window will be open in July. We need to be looking at what we need to bring in, and it's clear. It's clear from his comments even last week about certain players who are just not producing the goods and haven't done for quite some time. You know, so maybe Brendan feels that there's one or two players in there that are getting a bit stale as well. You know, so you know, I would be hoping that it would be players coming in to add to the squad, but you know, there's been question marks over a few. You know, we talked recently about Kun, we talked about Hatate. You know, so you know, maybe Brendan is seeing something behind the scenes that we're only seeing it manifested on the football pitch, but maybe he's seeing it behind the scenes. You know, and that's his job. You know, his job is to make sure that the players are all happy and they're all buying into the system and buying in and doing what he wants them to do. So I just thought those comments he made were, I think it was a wee warning shot for the board.
Aye, he also touched on the intensity of the team kind of dropping off and saying that if you don't keep that intensity up, then you're going to get challenged in this league. You know, you're going to get kind of fun out. But he also said that he was really pleased with the reaction for the players in training this week. So, you know, as much as we think we're going to see Celtic eventually kind of click into gear again, you'll still get that trepidation, ain't you? That is it going to happen? Is it no? But we certainly need the 3 points tomorrow. I think that's the most important thing. Are we going to get a performance? I think we'll wait and see. We're certainly hopeful of that anyway. It was also asked on the Alan Muir situation. Obviously, not losing his job, but being promoted. You could call it. You know, he's been took out of that position and he's now an observer, which I would love an explanation for that, how that actually works. But it also says if you don't do your job, then up to the standard required, then you're going to be moved on. And he also touched on if that happens if you're a manager. Now, if you're not doing your job properly, you're getting fun out, and you're making too many mistakes, you're out the door. So it was. He didn't want to be too scathing. Obviously, Brendan is never that way. Very, very seldom will you get him scolding somebody. But he did mention it, and he did in a roundabout way saying, well, if you're going to make consistent mistakes, whether they're honest or not, then you won't be there. So justice was done. That's certainly my opinion anyway, but I'm pretty sure that's how Brendan feels about it. Don't want to put words into his mouth, but that's the impression I got with his comments.
Brilliant, mate. Aye, I've missed it, so I'm going to catch up with it tonight. But yeah, a few interesting points in there. Michelle, I'll come to you first. One that Andy mentioned there was Schlupp. Now, I think he was very, very impressive when he came in to Celtic. But my own opinion is he's been found wanting the past few weeks, especially in air. I've noticed he does not win a header at all. And as we know in Scottish football, you know, you've got to be able to win the ball in the air. It's a part of the team's games against us. They play direct football. We get found wanting against teams like St Mirren, teams like Dundee, who they play that direct ball. And you know, we've seen it in the Glasgow Derby. The wee guy in the pitch scored a header as well, and he was marking him. Would you be looking to drop Schlupp tomorrow and bring Taylor back in?
No, I would probably keep Schlupp. I know the other day I said bring Taylor in, but I don't even think it'll make a difference because we always seem to struggle with height when it comes to defenders and anybody in our team, and I feel like, I don't know, what is the difference in height between Schlupp and Taylor? Is there much?
I would say so. Aye, Taylor's very small. Aye,
I know that, but I mean, is there much height?
probably. Aye, I think he's maybe about 5'7", 5'8", maybe. Greg Taylor is quite small. Aye.
I don't know. I just feel like if Schlupp can't even get a good ball in, what's Greg Taylor going to do? Fair enough. I feel like he's been trying much more. I feel like he's been trying to get forward towards net to score his own goals, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I worry about Kilmarnock all the time. I feel like Kilmarnock's our bogey team, and I'd never ever relax when we're playing Kilmarnock, home or away.
Aye, it's an interesting one. So, Paddy, it's getting towards the end of the season with Schlupp. It's good that he was mentioned. Another one as well that Andy mentioned was Yang. Could you see James Forrest coming in for the very underperforming Kun?
I think Scott, to be honest, I think there was every possibility that Yang would have started tomorrow had he not have picked up that injury at McDermott Park last Sunday. As you know, we were at the game and we saw him go down, and he did have a quite heavy fall. Although we didn't really know at the time which part he had hurt. We weren't sure if it was his back or his leg or whatever. It turns out now he landed on his elbow. So as Andy said, he's going to be in a sling for at least 2 weeks, and then he's probably going to need at least another couple of weeks after that to recover. So I think he's very unfortunate, because I think the way Kun has played over the last few games, going back quite a few, I think there was a chance that Yang might have been given his opportunity. Schlupp is different. I think Schlupp's different. I think he's, I feel sorry for him in a way. I think the criticism of him has maybe been a wee bit over the top. In terms of, just he had a poor game last Sunday. There's absolutely no question of that. But, he wasn't the only one, and, him and Kun were singled out, I suppose, at half time, and stuff. But I felt sorry for him, because I think on the whole he's done very well. I think he has really done well. I don't think he's ever really let us down. I haven't really noticed that. I think he's been a pretty solid defender for us. But he was bullied by the guy in the air last Sunday. There's no doubt about that, and it seemed to fluster him, which is something we haven't seen from him. He's usually pretty composed and pretty good, but it did seem to get to him. But listen, last Sunday was a complete aberration from the entire team. I don't think you can single any one or even two individuals out. We were just very poor as a group. And I think Brendan and Callum McGregor pointed that out during the week, that we win as a team, we lose as a team. So I felt Schlupp was a bit unlucky, but no, I'd be giving Schlupp another opportunity tomorrow to see how he gets on. But for me, if Jamesy's fit and he's available, I think we should be looking at taking Kun out. There's something not right there. There's something not right with Kun. Whether it's confidence, whether it's whatever, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with him. But he's only a shadow of the player that he was. So if you look at the way Kun was playing from Halloween to Christmas, he was just on fire. He was up there with Dyson Maida for Player of the Year contention at that stage. The drop off from him in the new year has been scary. So I'm not sure what's going on with the guy. He maybe has issues going on. I'm not entirely sure. He might not be happy. I don't know. But definitely, if Jamesy's fit and available for tomorrow, I'll be tempted to give him a start and see how he gets on. But for me, I would think I would stick with Schlupp at left back. But I would definitely have no problems about if Brendan decided to give Jamesy a run out tomorrow.
Aye, it's going to be interesting at the end of the show when we give our starting 11s for tomorrow. Andy doesn't seem to think there's going to be wholesale changes. I think there will be, because, St Johnstone for me was just absolutely unacceptable, as it was for everybody. I'm not saying it wasn't for everybody, because obviously it was. But I think there will be wholesale changes tomorrow. And we will
Scotty, just sorry to interrupt you, mate, but was it against St Mirren or something like that he made wholesale changes? The big guns were on the bench, and eventually he had to change. Basically, he had to use all the subs to come on. And I think that's the danger. I think that's the danger when you make too many changes, especially when really you're looking for the 3 points just to get the 3 points. You don't want to slip up in any way again and kind of a negative mindset set in. I can see changes, but I can't see too many.
Yeah, you might be bang on, mate, because we did try it against Falkirk in the cup, got fun out, and then we did do it that time against St Mirren. Ended up
Yeah.
bringing three of them off at half time.
Aye,
I think
yeah.
it was the three guys that he actually brought in as well.
Yeah.
He took the three of them off at half time, which was
That Falkirk game was terrible the first half.
aye, exactly.
But
Pal.
see, to be fair, Falkirk are a good footballing team. You know, they pass the ball about well. So I mean, credit to them as well.
Aye, and I'm with Smell of the Glove. I'd change off the team no more as well. But we'll talk about it at the end of the show. By the way, I just want to say it's great to see in the chat we've got people from New Zealand, people from Brazil, people from everywhere, man. It's absolutely madness that the word's getting out about this podcast. So please keep spreading the word. That's pretty much it, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, for Celtic Chat. Since Wednesday, there hasn't really been much going on. So what we've done this evening for you is we've went segment daft. We've got quite a bit. So I've managed to find, I don't know if you've all managed to see it on the actual Celtic website. I didn't even know that they'd done this, but it was quite impressive. I had to go at it myself and it was pretty difficult, to be fair. There was a wee quiz on there, reference Celtic versus Kilmarnock. So I thought I would put it up there for the guys to have a go. So I've got 10 questions for you, multiple choice, and it is all to do with Celtic versus Kilmarnock. So get your pens and papers ready, get your comments off so that there's no cheating as well, please. And question 1 is this. Which two Celts have each scored in 2 games against Kilmarnock this season? Is it A, Dyson Maeda and Callum McGregor, Dyson Maeda and Nicholas Kuhn, or Callum McGregor and Nicholas Kuhn? So, get your answers down. Dyson Maeda and Callum McGregor, A. B, Dyson Maeda and Nicholas Kuhn, or C, Callum McGregor and Nicholas Kuhn? Andy?
I've went for Maeda Calmac.
Maeda Calmac. Michelle?
I went B, Maeda and Kuhn, did you say?
Yep.
Yep, B.
And Patrick?
I've gone for Maeda and McGregor.
Maeda and McGregor. Let's have a look. The answer was McGregor and Kuhn.
Oh,
Oops.
well done.
Good one, that one. So both players scored in the 2-0 win in November. Kuhn netted his other in the 4-0 August win. And McGregor scored first in the 2-1 Scottish win in January. Question 2. After defeating Kilmarnock in the Scottish Cup, Celtic went on to meet which side in the next round? Was it A, Hibernian, B, Raith Rovers, or C, Falkirk? So after defeating Kilmarnock in the Scottish Cup, Celtic went on to meet which side in the next round? A, Hibernian, B, Raith Rovers, or C, Falkirk? Sorry, I didn't put the viewers up there for that last one. I'll grab this one, ladies and gentlemen. Get your answers in. So I will come to yourself, Michelle, this time. Who have you got?
I went for Raith Rovers, B.
Raith Rovers, B. Patrick?
Yep. For me, Scotty, Raith Rovers.
And Andy?
I went for Hibs.
So after defeating Kilmarnock in the Scottish Cup, Celtic went on to meet which side in the next round? Answer was B, Raith Rovers. The Hoops comfortably won the match 5-0 with Dyson Maeda grabbing his second hat-trick of the season, if you remember. So, yeah, well done, Kevin. With B. Unlucky John. Aye, it's, by the way, this quiz is the easiest. I had to go at it myself, and I get 5 out of 10, so it's not that easy. So next up, Who scored the first goal for Celtic against Kilmarnock this season? Was it A, Rio Hatate, B, Nicholas Kuhn, or C, Maida? So who scored the first goal for Celtic against Kilmarnock this season? A, Hatate, B, Kuhn, or C, Maida? I will come to yourself first, Patrick.
I went for Rio Hatate.
Rio Hatate. Andy?
Maida.
Michelle?
I went for A, Rio Hatate.
Rio Hatate. The answer was Rio Hatate.
Rio Hatate.
So Hatate kicked off the scoring on Flag Day with Scales, Kuhn and Ralston also getting on the score sheet. So I need you to be honest with me, guys, and keep your scores because I'm not doing it. So
You don't need to worry about me.
I know what you've got. So well done, Robert. Well done, Plunge. Smell the glove. C. Thomas, C. James, C. Kuhn. See, it's not as easy as we think it is, folks.
It's hard to remember.
It is.
I know. Yeah.
Brazilian Tam. Aye, very difficult this because I thought.
Michelle, do you find it easier when you're on the pod or in the comments we try to answer things?
Probably easier when you're in watching it because you're thinking, I think it's that, and then you're seeing loads of folk saying the same answers, so you think, right, okay.
Oh, so you're just copying everybody then?
No, coming to you. You think you've got an answer and you think, right, there's loads of other people, but sometimes I try to go in quite quick so it doesn't look as if I'm copying people. But yeah.
Right, you've been caught out, Michelle. You've been caught out. You've been caught out.
Oh, I have
You
to
cheat.
you, Andy. Oh, no. That's Andy's.
You're doing all right so far. She's 3 out of 3 so far.
Oh, no, choose 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3.
Yeah.
She got that one.
You can give me the extra point if you want, it's fine.
No,
Just
no
copying
extra
me, but I changed my mind.
No extra points on this pod, I'm afraid. So next up, who scored the most recent goal for Celtic against Kilmarnock? Was it A, Daisen Maida, B, Nicholas Kuhn, or C, Rio Hatate?
Oh, God.
Say that again. Who scored the first?
So who scored the most recent goal for Celtic against Kilmarnock? A, Maida, B, Kuhn, or C, Hatate?
Most recent goal.
Yep.
Do you want to copy me, Andy?
Oh, brilliant, man.
Right, I'm going to stick with that.
James is getting you it tight there, Andy.
Oh, I'm used to that. I'm thick skin, don't worry about that.
Aye, Michelle, get the comments off. Stop cheating.
I swear to God.
So the answer was, oh shit, Andy, who did you go for?
I went for Maida.
Maida. You just gone for Maida for everyone.
Aye, every single answer's going to be Maida. I'm
till you
trying
get
to
it
get one right.
Michelle?
Yeah, I went for A, Maeda, and I'm sure it was at the win with Scottish Cup in Kilmarnock. Was it 2-0, 2-1?
Okay. Patrick?
Yep. Dyson for me, Scotty.
Daisen Maida. It was Daisen Maida. Well done, everybody.
Right,
So
tell me,
this-
Scotty, was that if we did beat them by 2, is that the first or the second goal?
Well, it'd been the second, wasn't it? Because this was the last person to score against them.
Aye,
So,
well, I was wanting to make sure that I was correct. Aye, right, no worries.
so Maida scored the winner in the 2-1 January Scottish Cup win after McGregor opened the scoring
Aye,
on
right,
12
aye.
minutes.
Going
Yeah.
back to me now. Yep.
Remember it now.
Yes.
So question 5. 2 Celts with a connection to Kilmarnock have scored a hat-trick for the Hoops against the Rugby Park side. Who are they? Is it A, Jimmy McGrory and Joe McBride? B, Jimmy McGrory and Tommy Johnson? or C, Jimmy McGrory and George McCluskey? Bit before your time, Michelle, so a wee guess here, pal.
Yep.
A, Jimmy McGrory and Joe McBride, B, Jimmy McGrory and Tommy Johnson, or C, Jimmy McGrory and George McCluskey. So 2 Celts with a connection to Kilmarnock have scored a hat-trick for the Hoops against the Rugby Park side. Who are they? So A, B or C, have a quick guess at it, Michelle. Who
C.
are you for? C?
C.
Okay.
That was a guess.
Patrick?
I went for C, Scotty, the one with George McCluskey in it.
Okay, pal. And Andy?
I'm the same. C.
Oh,
McGrory, McCluskey.
full house.
Yes.
The answer was C, Jimmy McGrory and George McCluskey. So Jimmy McGrory scored 3 in the 3-0 match in December 1930, and McCluskey scored a hat-trick in August 1979's 5-0 victory. Well done, everybody. That was well done. Brilliant. So Brazilian Tam got it. C. Thomas got it. Smell the glove. Unlucky Robert. C. Loads got this right, by the way. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy, Dougster, C, hopefully. It was McCluskey. P. McLaughlin remembers it. Michelle's waiting to cheat as usual. That's terrible.
Wow. I
Question.
now feel bad.
Question number 6. Where the hell have I put that? There it's there, I think. Hopefully. At which club was Willie Fernie coaching before he became manager of Kilmarnock? Was it A, St Mirren, B, Bangor, or C, Celtic? So which club was Willie Fernie coaching before he became manager at Kilmarnock? A, St Mirren, B, Bangor, or C, Celtic? Another toughie. Patrick, I will come to you first, sir.
I'm going to go for Bangor.
Oh, over in Paddy's waters. Who are you going for, Andy?
I've also went for Bangor as well. I've related that to Frank McAvenny. Somebody asking him a question about somebody and they've went Bangor and he's went, no, yep, I'm trying. Sorry, Michelle.
Michelle?
I had no clue, so I done A, St Mirren.
Oh, yous are all actually wrong.
Oh.
It was Celtic.
Oh.
So Willie Fernie was coaching Celtic before he became the manager of Kilmarnock. Fernie joined the coaching staff at Celtic in 1967, where he helped to develop players like Kenny Dalglish, Danny McGrain, and Davy Hay. Yeah, tough one there. I don't think anybody got that right. Nobody got that right in the comments either. So that was
shameful.
Aye, it's a toughie, that one. It's a
Tough one,
toughie.
that, yep.
So next up, ladies and gentlemen, is former Celt George McCluskey joined Kilmarnock from which club? Was it A, Hamilton Academicals, B, Hibernian, or C, Clyde? So which side did George McCluskey join Kilmarnock from? Which side even? Hamilton Accies A, Hibernian B, or Clyde C? Another toughie, I believe. Andy, come to you first, sir.
I've went for Hamilton. I'm pretty sure I've heard them talking about this, and I might just be totally making this up.
Okay. Michelle?
I went for A.
Okay. And Patrick?
I went for Hibernian, Scotty.
Hibernian.
Oh,
The
Yeah.
answer was Hamilton Accies. Well done. McCluskey joined Kilmarnock in 1992 after being at Hamilton Accies from
The year I was born.
89.
Stop showing off.
Well done. Who got that one right? Anybody in the comments?
John Shirley.
John Shirley, the main man.
Went for-
Well done, John.
Aye.
Well done, John. That was a toughie. And we're now on question number 8, I believe. Yep. Question number 8. Kilmarnock lost out in Europe once to the eventual winners of the tournament. Who were that team? Was it A, Eintracht Frankfurt, B, Real Madrid, or C, Leeds United? So Kilmarnock lost out in Europe once to the eventual winners of the tournament. Who were the team? A, Eintracht Frankfurt, B, Real Madrid, or C, Leeds United? Again, another toughie there. I got this one right. I've no qualms with admitting that one. Michelle?
I was between Real Madrid and Frankfurt, but I just went for Real Madrid. Or B.
Real Madrid. Okay. Patrick?
I went for Eintracht Frankfurt.
Okay. Andy?
I went for Frankfurt as well. Was that like 62, 63 round about in?
Well, Paddy and Andy, I was with you guys. I went for Frankfurt as well, but it was actually, Michelle is right. It was
Wow.
Real Madrid. And
Well
if you
done.
actually look at the Celtic fans that voted on that as well, only 14% picked
Frankfurt,
Real Madrid. So, the majority went for Frankfurt, which is who I went for as well. So after drawing the first match 2-2, Real Madrid ran out 5-1 winners in the return leg at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu. So Kilmarnock once got a 2 each draw with Real Madrid. Who would have thought that?
That's
Mindgrave Rovers actually were leading Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich, aye.
Aye. I always mind that picture of the scoreboard. I think it was 1-0 at the time, wasn't it? Well,
Aye. Madness. Well
No.
done, Michelle.
just a guess.
Just a guess, doesn't matter.
that still counts.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, so Craig got it right. Frankfurt. Oh, sorry, Craig got it wrong. A. Loads gone for Frankfurt. Loads. I think the majority of Celtic fans were dipped into that one. Graham, can only be Madrid. I think you're right there. Smell the glove. I think that's why the other two guys went for that.
Aye, maybe.
Because I went down that route as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Dunfermline smashed Valencia 5-1. They are tough questions, like I said, I only got 5 out of 10 myself when I had a go at it. So I thought I'd get the guys involved. So, question number 9. Kilmarnock's biggest ever loss was 9-1 to Celtic in 1938. But how many Celts scored in that game? So was it A, 7, B, 5, or C, 3? Kilmarnock's biggest ever loss was 9-1 to Celtic in 1938. But how many Celts actually scored in that game? A, 7, B, 5, or C, 3? Bloody tough one again. Andy, I will come to you first, sir.
I went for 5.
5. Michelle?
I went for B5.
5 as well. And Patrick?
5 for me too, Scott.
Yous are all wrong.
Oh,
It was 7.
Oh.
Jesus.
So 7 different goal scorers in the 9-1 victory versus Kilmarnock in 1938. The 7 scorers were Jimmy Delaney, who got 2, Willie Lyon, Frank Murphy, Chick Geetons, John Divers times 2, Malcolm MacDonald, and Johnny Crum.
Johnny Crum.
One of those goal scorers might come up later in a wee segment, just so you know. So, question number 10, the final one, is Which former Celt had 2 managerial spells as manager of Kilmarnock? Was it A, Tommy Burns, B, Willie Fernie, or C, Malky MacDonald? So which former Celt had 2 managerial spells as manager of Kilmarnock? A, Tommy Burns, B, Willie Fernie, or C, Malky MacDonald? Yep, sorry, James. I did say it was a hard one. It was a hard one indeed. But it's content. So let's go for our Michelle. Final answer from yourself.
C. Malcolm McDonald.
C, Malky MacDonald. Paddy?
I went for B, Willie Fernie.
B, Willie Fernie. And Andy?
I went the same as Michelle McDonald.
Okay.
Well, here we go again. Copy me.
I think he's looking over your shoulder there, Michelle.
Again,
Loads
copy
of people-
please.
Loads of people going for B, Fernie. Loads of people smell the glove C. Brazilian Tam, Senior Tam. He's sticking with the Tams. Loads gone for B. John Shirley, he's gone with yourself, Michelle. C and B. Guess the answer was Malky MacDonald.
Oh,
Very, very, very tough quiz. So MacDonald was the Kilmarnock boss from 1950 to 57, his first managerial appointment, where they won promotion to the First Division, and 1965 to 68, which was the last manager's post in club football. So Andy, tot up your scores. What did you get?
I've got 4.
4.
Yeah.
Michelle?
I got 7 out of 10.
Wow.
That was a hard quiz.
Patrick?
4 for me too, Scotty.
Aye, it was very, very difficult, but well done to our Michelle.
well
7
done.
out of 10.
Well
Wow.
done for looking at the comments. Well
Well
done.
done, Michelle.
To be fair, say the last question. I'll guess Malky McDonald because it sounds the most Scottish. Then I realised it was Scottish.
Aye, that was rock hard, that, by the way. So aye, well done, Michelle.
Well
7
done,
out of
well
10.
done.
What the hell? Brilliant. That's us. That was a crack quiz. Hard as in that, wasn't it? Nails. Absolutely nails.
Yep.
Lindsay only get 1 or 2. Aye, difficult quiz, but well done. I think we'll when Jerry's not on, we'll have a wee go at that again. So aye, history lesson. Well done. So next up, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to our Andy, who has got who's that player? So over to you, pal.
Aye, so I've got 5 players. So these are pictures describing who the player is. I want you to tell me who's that player. Here is player number 1.
Ah, yes, got it.
What?
Got it. Come on, keep going.
It's easy.
Man,
You
Just
can't
look at
guess it is, Michelle.
Just look at the comment.
I've all I've got is Lou. I can't forget any Lou.
You just gave it away.
Oh, sorry.
Righty-o. Paddy, let's go to you first. Who have you got?
I'm going to go for Lou McCarry.
Louis McCarry. Scotty.
Lou Mac Carey.
Michelle, who did you get?
Louis.
Is that it?
Oh, go with Louis.
Aye, sorry.
I got it. Nah, you're not
That's
getting that.
half a point.
Nah, we don't get half a points here.
That sucks.
Nah. In fact, you might actually start getting points removed after your quiz if you keep that up.
Andy, check the comments, see if anybody got it, pal. I
2 seconds.
can't get them up.
There was a few. Louis McCarry. John Shirley as well. Louis McCarry.
John's on form tonight.
John's flying tonight.
I think
cheating.
John's John's saying a Michelle. He's just copying everybody else. That's all he's doing. Tommy 55, Louis McCarry. A lot of people get that right.
Brilliant.
Well done. So Paddy, you get that right. Scotty, you get that right, and Michelle get a half of it right. Well, no, even half of it, a third of it right. So I can't even give you half a point for that, I'm afraid. So it's absolutely zero. You get.
It was like Ray jacket box. It was no.
Right, okay. Here's
like
player number 2.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, God, no.
Let's go with you first, Michelle. Who have you got?
Bertie Peacock.
Bertie Peacock. Paddy?
Yeah, Bertie Peacock as well, yep.
Bertie Peacock. Scotty?
Bertie Peacock.
Well done. It was Bertie Peacock.
I was at his statue in Korean there just the other day.
Were you?
All right.
Yeah. Big statue of Bertie in the middle of Korean town centre.
Did Bertie Peacock play for Belfast Celtic?
No, I don't think so,
No.
Andy, no.
Who am I thinking?
Get somebody on the Google for that. Let us know in the comments.
Aye. Well done, you all get that right. On to player number 3.
Oh.
I'm Scottish and I don't even know who the first guy is in the picture.
You are having a laugh.
Oh, come on now.
I recognise his face. Is that Ramsey Nisbet?
It certainly is.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, God, no. You know, sometimes you actually have to see it.
Scotty's struggling. You're struggling, Scotty. Right, let's go with you first then.
Genius.
Let's go with you first, Scotty. Here you go.
I literally just got it in the last second there. It's Rab and he's Douglas.
Okay. Paddy?
Yep, Rob Douglas.
Got it as well. Michelle?
Rab Douglas, though, I thought he was a blind guy at first.
He's Doug.
Well, technically, some of Rab's goalkeeping as a blind person. Sorry, Rab. We're hopefully going to get Rab on at some point, actually.
I will tell you this, boy.
Aye, so he's all got that right. Well done.
Michelle, you need to
Rab seen it, but it's a Rab, and there's a guy out with a leash, and there's no dog on it, so he's Douglas, Rab Douglas.
You need to go and watch the old Rab Sees Back, Michelle, on YouTube if you've not seen it. Brilliant.
I've not seen that, or I've not seen Still Game. I just...
Oh, Michelle.
Dear me, man.
Here is player number 4.
Oh, yes.
Oh, God, no, yes.
Genius, mate. Genius.
Say what you see.
I thought I'd be good at catchphrase. This is
Brilliant.
catchphrase.
I thought it was too easy as well. I thought that was the easiest one.
I think I've got every single name for the first thing, bar what it is. So,
Right, Michelle, we're going to start with you, pal. Who have you got?
I've not even written it down. All I've got is camera. Oh, wait. More camera.
Scotty.
You better start writing these down, Andy, because that's not writing them down. More camera.
Paddy?
All right, full camera.
Yes, it is. More camera. More camera. Camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. So here is the final one, the fifth and final player. Who's that player?
What the fuck?
Eventually got one.
Oh, I think I got this.
Fucking hell. Oh, mate, if this is right, you're a genius, man. Is it?
I'm actually not a genius, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I shouldn't actually use that one, and I'll tell you why. Paddy, who have you got, mate?
I've got Jota.
Scotty.
You put me off a wee bit because they weren't covered in wallpaper, but I went for Jota as well.
Jota. And Michelle.
The one and only Jota.
That one I stole off Michelle.
Actually stole the Bertie Peacock off me as well.
No, I actually done that in a previous pod, so you didn't steal that off MD. So who have you got there? Aye, so Scotty and Paddy are tied because they get every single one right, and Michelle's got 4 because she get one.
No, I've got 3.
Aye.
I don't really count the Mo camera one because I got that last minute. I never wrote it down, so technically,
Well,
if I'm being honest, because everybody's thinking I'm cheating.
Fair enough, guys. And Michelle, I can't do a tiebreaker because I've no more picks left. So Scotty and Paddy will need to share that trophy.
I'll happily share that with you.
Well done. Thank you, Andy. Well done. That was brilliant.
Well
done, mate. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Who's That Player? So, like I said, we're segment daft tonight because there wasn't really much Celtic content. We've not done this one for a while, so I thought I'd bring it back. It is...
Hate you.
It's the Conundrum. We've not had it for a few weeks actually, so I thought because Michelle's just joined us, we'd give her a wee go at the old Conundrum. So the one I've got for you tonight is a belter. Thank you very much, Thomas. Thank you very much indeed. The one I've got for you this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is give me the Celtic player and you need to tell me where that city is. So for example, if the player was Justin Edinburgh, you would say Edinburgh, and then you would say Edinburgh, Scotland. Okay. Now, this becomes important as the game goes on, and I think this is where we won't need a wee tiebreaker. I think this is going to separate the men from Michelle.
I'm doing this. I'm as bad as Conundrums as Andy.
Next as bad as me.
I'm going to make Andy look clever.
We'll soon find out. So, Michelle, you haven't played this one on set, so they start off easy and they get harder as they go on. So first up is, ladies and gentlemen, You Blind? You Blind. Write them down because the timer is about to start now. You Blind. So nice and easy one to start us off. Andy, who's the player, what's the city and what's the country?
It's Dion Dublin. The city is Dublin and it's in Ireland.
Well done. Michelle?
Dublin, Ireland.
Okay. Paddy?
Dublin, Ireland, yep.
Right. Need the player as well, folks. Okay, so Dion Dublin.
Dion Dublin, yep. Dion Dublin.
So, well done, everybody. That was nice and easy. So next up is No Lie. No Lie. Your 30 seconds start now. No lie. Again, very easy should be. Michelle, come to you first.
I didn't get the player. I just got the place in the country, I'm afraid. So Leon, France.
Leon, France. Okay. Paddy.
I've got nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Wow. Andy.
4 letters. 4 letters, mate. And I'm stumped. I was stumped. I just can't believe that.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. Well,
Oh my God.
I did say that the player would come up, and the guy that scored, one of the 7 players that scored in the 9-1 victory against Kilmarnock, it was Leon, France, and it was either Thomas or Willie Lyon that played for Celtic back in the day, and Willie Lyon was one of the goal scorers.
Okay.
So a wee bit of a trick.
Oh dear.
That was bloody hell. Just like you said, you always think they're easy when you're doing them, but well done, Michelle, getting the city.
Can't believe that.
Brilliant, man.
Oh God. Does you think it can't get any worse?
Made my day.
Everybody's having a wee laugh at it anyway, so welcome to Craig's world. Well done, Michelle. Next up is You Do Slag.
Wow.
Do Slag.
You're a slag.
You do slag.
Who are you calling a slag?
You Do Slag.
Well,
Your 30 seconds start now. You Do Slag. So we'll come to our Patrick. Who do you get?
I have got Rob Douglas, Isle of Man.
Okay. Andy?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Michelle?
I did Douglas, but then I done Scotland, so got that wrong then if it's Isle of Man.
I think a few people were confused with that there. I did say that sort of major cities and places. You Do Slag, and it was Rab Douglas, and Douglas is the capital of the Isle of Man.
Oh, yeah.
So, well done, Patrick. Another player that was mentioned earlier. So he was. So next up for you, I have Gag Slow. Gag Slow. Your 30 seconds start now. Maybe that's not that one. It is. So, Gag Slow. Andy, back to yourself, sir. Who have you got?
I've got Glasgow, Scotland, and the player is Glasgow. John
Michelle.
Glasgow.
Michelle?
Oh, sorry, I'm the same. I've got Glasgow, Scotland, and no player.
No player. Okay. Paddy?
I've got Glasgow, Scotland, but I've not got the name.
Right. The player was difficult before our time, but it was Sam Glasgow, who played between 1920 and 1922. Sam Glasgow.
All
But
right.
you didn't think we'd have players for 1922 on this podcast, but aye,
Yep.
that's where my research took me, folks. So Sam Glasgow was the main man there. Let's see if MD got Sam Glasgow in the comments.
No.
All Glasgow.
Yep.
Somebody's went for Harry Glasgow. Yeah, close. Sierra Leone. Aye. You wouldn't go to school if I was a teacher, I know. Bloody hell. Some toughies tonight. Sorry about that. So, next up, your last one is my pal. My pal. Your 30 seconds start now. So, my pal, Paddy, I'll come to you first, sir.
Luis Palma, Honduras.
Okay, so you're saying Palma's in Honduras?
Well, that's what I went for.
Yep. Andy?
Luis Palma, Spain.
Palma in Spain. And Michelle?
Louis Palma, and for some reason I wrote Mallorca, but you're right with Spain. He was quite funny. I'm actually writing a piece of paper, a certificate of education for Louis Palma.
Oh, how weird is that?
It's meant to be.
It's good to see you hold it close to your heart then, Michelle. You're writing on the back here.
No, it's the envelope. Love Louis Palma.
It was Luis Palma, and Andy and Michelle were bang on. It's Mallorca in the Canary Islands in Spain. So well done. You're close, Paddy, with Honduras.
I wasn't even in the same continent.
It wasn't too far away.
You can't change it once you've written it down. You can't change it.
Well done for your honesty. So tot your scores up again, ladies and gentlemen, and be honest. So a point for the player, a point for the city. What do you have?
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 10 then at that rate going.
6 out of 10, Paddy?
2 for Dublin, 2 for Rob Douglas, 1 for Glasgow, and 1 for Palma. Aye.
All right. I'm doing myself out of one there.
And Michelle?
6.
6 as well. And
Yeah.
Paddy?
I think 6. Oh, yeah, 6, yeah.
How many, Paddy? Sorry, Andy?
5, mate.
So well done, Michelle, and well done, Patrick. Another tie. That was a toughie yet again.
Yeah.
I thought I'd just gauge something different there. So that was
This is becoming the Thinking Man's podcast.
Aye. See, I'm getting these thinking tonight. Michelle thought it was that hard. She's just disappeared.
Michelle's took that bad there.
It's done all right there with a wee draw. So next up, like I said, we're segment daft tonight. So next up for you, ladies and gentlemen, is
choose your boys carefully.
Choose your boys carefully. She's a way to get the Doug to help her. She's getting the Doug to cheat.
The dog was scraping at the door. I felt bad. I had to let him in.
Right, so choose your boys carefully this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is an absolute belter. I think this is the best one yet, if I'm going to be honest. It's that good. So it's the other side of the central midfielders. I think we ended up with Paul McStay the other day. But these are not in order of the best Celts. These are all choose your boys carefully for a very good reason. So if you've not played this game before, what I do is I ask the guys individually. I give them a player individually, and they have to tell me where that player is going to be in their top 5 straight after every player. Now, it's called Choose Your Boys Carefully for a very good reason, because there could be a couple of red herrings in there. I could be giving you 5 absolute belter players, world-class players, whatever. I could give you 5 shocking players, and you've just got to choose your boys carefully. So that's the premise of the game. And it's putting us in mind for our last man standing section that we're going to bring back for you in pre-season. So first up for you this evening, ladies and gentlemen, and play along as well because I will put your comments up. First up this evening is Matt O'Reilly. This is an absolute belter. I'm telling you, a belter. So Matt O'Reilly.
Man.
Matt O'Reilly. Where are you putting Matt O'Reilly, Andy?
That's a difficult one, mate. Difficult. I'm going to put him at number 2.
Number 2, Matt O'Reilly. Okay. Michelle?
I've put him at number 2 as well.
Number 2, okay.
Somebody's asked what the golf's called. It's called Spud.
Spud.
Spud. Thanks.
Number 3 for our Patrick.
Number
So
3, yeah.
let's see what the comments are saying. Thomas has gone for 3. Smell the Gloves gone for 2. 3. A lot of people playing it safe with 3. Ron plays has gone with you, Andy.
Yep.
Lunch number 4. Oh, I think that's a bit harsh.
That's harsh.
Lisa 4 as well, and Graham 4.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of 4s in there. But then we're bringing it back with our Lorna. She's gone for 2 with Andy. A lot of 3s. Lindsay 3. Craig's sitting out. He's pleading the 5th. Yes, I'm looking for a job hosting a quiz, John. That's what I'm looking for.
That's a player I'd love to see back at Celtic Park. I know they say it doesn't always work out the second time round. I would love to see him back at Celtic, man. I think we really miss him.
Oh, mate, it'd be great. I think he will come back, to be honest.
Do you think so?
Aye, I think so. I think he'll be back. My husband said 5. Right, so next up for you, ladies and gentlemen, is the passing, the moving, the tempo.
Oh, man.
John
Jeez.
Collins.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I know, Scotty. Jeez.
I told you it was a belter.
Oh,
John
dear.
Collins is up next. What a player he was.
Oh,
For me, he was an upgrade on Matt O'Reilly. I don't think Matt O'Reilly got to those sort of levels. John Collins, he's very young, obviously, Matt O'Reilly, but I think he could get to John Collins' levels if he did come back.
man.
Aye, very tough this evening. I'm sorry, guys, but that's the name of the game, I'm afraid. Michelle, I will come to you first. Where are you putting
I'd already used the number 2, so I've went for number 1.
Oh,
Because I don't think it should be lower. So I might have screwed myself.
no, by the way, I agree with you. I actually agree with you that he shouldn't be lower than Matt O'Reilly. But let's see what the other guys say. Paddy?
Number 2 for me, Scotty.
Number 2, John Collins, yeah, above Matt O'Reilly as well. Andy?
I've actually put him in at number 3, mate. And it's not down to his abilities because I put Matt O'Reilly in it too, and I'm scared to put him in at 1. So he's in at 3, I'm afraid.
Aye, no, I get what you're thinking. It's a very tough one. So, Smell the Gloves went for 2. Plunge. I know, Lisa. Sorry, pal. Brazilian Tam. Robert has went big. He's went number 1. So has Tommy. Has 2. Alan Smith has went for 1 as well. Aye, he was that, Stephen. He was that, pal. Maravchik. We're actually going to be doing the number 10s on the next podcast, Brad. So I've not got him in as a central midfielder. So don't worry about that. He's to come. And so I think twos. John Shirley has went big as well, and he's went for number 1. So these are going to hate me. Next up is Callum McGregor. Callum McGregor. Callum McGregor. Apologies. Patrick, I'm going to have to push this up.
Yeah, I'm putting Callum in at number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah, number 1 for me.
Andy.
Number 1 for me as well, mate. Yep, number 1.
Number
I know you could argue our ability and stuff like that, certainly with Collins. I think you've just got to look at Kilmarnock's legacy and his trophy count and stuff like that. I know it's a very successful time for Celtic at this particular time, and it wasn't really at Collins' time, but Kilmarnock goes to the top of the 3, from my point of view. Yep.
Michelle?
I just don't know what you're going to do, so sorry. Kilmarnock number 5.
Number 5.
Oh, Michelle, that was painful. I felt that one.
I just feel that you've got something up your sleeve. I'm not risking it. There's 2 more people that's going to be better than Kilmarnock, and you're going to bring them out.
God almighty.
You've spoken about this. Oh, no.
He's a scumbag, man.
Who's better than Kilmarnock? That's terrible.
Well, number 1, my number 1, number 2.
Okay. Lisa's went big. She's used her number 1.
Lisa's along with me.
Lindsay's with you. 4. I'm gutted at that, but I'm scared who's next.
See? Lindsay knows.
Maestro's been up already, Stephen. He was on Wednesday's pod, sir, so he won't be up. But somebody else will be up.
Oh, come on. What's going on here, man? Oh. This is impossible. It's like picking favourites for your wins. You just can't do it.
Oh, brilliant, man.
You have to choose your boys carefully.
That's the name of the game, Patrick. That's the name of the game. So, Andy.
Brownie's in at number 4 because it's the next one closest to the top. I'm afraid. Sorry, Brownie, but that's the name of the game. You take your chance. Aye.
We'll get your top 5 at the end, actually, Andy. This is going to be interesting as well. So, Michelle.
Yes,
number 3 for Scott Brown.
Number 3. What have you got left?
I've got number 4 left.
Right, okay. And Paddy?
I have Scott Brown in at number 4. I'm happy enough with mine in the meantime. So,
and you've got number 5 left, Paddy, as well, yeah?
I've only got 5 left, yeah.
Well, sorry about
Just
that.
give me some sleep.
5, 4. Sorry, Bruni, as well, if you're watching, mate. But they have to choose their boys carefully, I'm afraid. So last up is one of the greatest central midfielders we've ever had at Celtic. It was during that John Collins era. Stuart Slater.
Oh, yes.
Don't feel so bad now.
Promised so much and delivered. Michelle.
What?
Where are you putting Stuart Slater? We're playing a game here. I don't know if you've noticed.
I only had number 4 left, so number 4. So
Get that dog to waking her up. Right, Paddy, what have you got, sir?
Number 5.
And Andy?
Number 5 for me, mate. I think I was in the back of my mind. I was keeping number 5 for somebody, and I'm all right with that decision there.
Aye, I think that's the only one everybody was kind of happy with. So, Andy, give me your top 5, mate, in order. What you've got there?
Right, this is crazy, isn't it? So I've got Kilmarnock at number 1, Matt O'Reilly at number 2, John Collins at number 3, Bruni at number 4, and Stuart Slater at number 5. Right,
so if you were to change anybody in that top 5, what would your top 5 actually be? This is going to be interesting.
I would put Bruni at number 2. I would keep Collins at number 3, mate, and I would keep Kilmarnock at the top. I think he's going to go into better Brownie when it comes to trophies and stuff. So I would go Kilmarnock, Brownie, Collins, Matt O'Reilly, and then Slater.
Aye, fair dues, mate. Fair dues. So, Michelle, what's your top 5 as it stands just now?
John Collins number 1, Matt O'Reilly number 2, Scott Brown number 3, Stuart Slater number 4, and Kilmarnock number 5.
Right, so there's obviously going to be changes in that if you were to do it. So what would your top 5 be if you had to pick out of the 5?
I suppose I can move Kilmarnock up to number 2, but then the rest of it I'm alright with.
All right.
To be fair. Yeah.
No bother. Patrick, what's your 5?
My 5 are number 1, Callum McGregor, number 2, John Collins, number 3, Matt O'Reilly, number 4, Scott Brown, and number 5, Stuart Slater.
Right, obviously Slater's going to stay in 5, but would you jumble any of the rest of them a bit?
You know what? I don't know, Scott. If you're talking about ability, maybe switch O'Reilly for Brown, but on ability, I would be happy enough with that there. You know what I mean? You're looking at the ability, and Kilmarnock for me is the outstanding one in terms of his leadership, and as Andy says, he will overtake Scott Brown. Brown was a wonderful player too, but he had his limitations as a player.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm happy enough with my 5.
Aye, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So well done, everybody. That was.
Choose your boys carefully.
So,
well done, Scotty.
Thank you very much.
That was brilliant, yeah.
Next up is going to be the number 10s for us. We're playing with one striker. So next podcast will be prominent number 10s that have played for Celtic. So that's pretty much us, ladies and gentlemen. We've just got one more thing that we need to speak about, and it is the big game that is coming up, mañana. So Celtic host Kilmarnock, which for me will still be a title party. I think tomorrow is when we do win the league, because I don't see them going up to Aberdeen on Sunday and winning that game. I think Aberdeen will scud them. So 12:30 tomorrow, Celtic versus Kilmarnock, Dundee United versus St Johnstone, Motherwell host Hearts, St Mirren host Ross County, and then on Sunday, make sure you keep some beers in the fridge and some champagne kicking about, because I think it could be party time. Aberdeen host the Rangers and Hibernian host Dundee. So I've got a couple of statistics before we get into it. Our last 4 games against Kilmarnock are on your screen now. So Celtic won 2-1 in the 18th of January that we spoke about earlier. In November, we beat them 2-0 in the league at Rugby Park. And then in August, it was 4-0. The first game of the season, that was, I believe, wasn't it? The 4-0 game, yeah. And back in the 15th of May at the end of last season, we scudded them again, 5-0. Our matches at Celtic Park against Kilmarnock, we've played them 120 times. We've beat them 95 of those times, drew 19, lost only 6, scored 339 and conceded 84. Just some other stats there. It all began against Kilmarnock on the 6th of August, 1899 in the league, which was a 2-2 draw. And our biggest victory, we did speak about it earlier, when Mr. Lyon from Lyon in France, Willie Lyon scored in the 9-1 victory against Kilmarnock on August the 13th, 1938. So let's just have a quick look at the SPFL Premiership table. We are cantering it. We're stuttering over the line, let's be honest. But we will get into it just now. Andy, tough game. Michelle said earlier it's our bogey team. Kilmarnock, McInnes obviously likes to get 1 hour on us because of his allegiances. Let's not be kidded. How do you see it going tomorrow? We did speak about it at the start for Brendan's press conference. You don't envisage too many changes. I think there will be. What is your starting 11, mate, tomorrow, and how do you see the game going? Give us your prediction for the result as well, mate.
I know I said that I didn't see wholesale changes. I've actually got maybe 3 in, I think. That is 3 changes. Sinisolo in goals. AJ, CCV, and bringing in Scales.
Yeah.
and I'm bringing in Taylor.
Yeah.
I know we've spoke about Schlupp. Can he win a ball in the air? I think Taylor's pretty good in the air either, let's be honest. But
Yeah.
I think he's better attacking than he is than Schlupp. And I think that's going to be important tomorrow, is to try and get up the park and impose our game on Kilmarnock's. I'm going for Kilmarnock in the middle, Engels, and I'm taking Hatate out and putting Bernardo in. Up front, I've got Ida. Up front, I've got Maido on the left and Jota on the right. I know wee Forrest is there, but I think he may come on later on in the game. So I would actually go Maida on the left, Ida up front. I think he might give the big man a chance, and Jota on the right. That's what I would go with.
Aye, I wouldn't disagree with that team, mate. I'd be delighted with that team as well. What are you saying for the scoreline, Andy?
I think I'll go with 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
Michelle, what are you thinking changes wise? You think Brendan's going to make wholesale changes tomorrow? And what do you feel the scoreline will be as well, pal?
I can agree with Andy. Majority of that. I actually thought maybe when you spoke about Schlupp earlier on, but I'm thinking obviously playing for Kilmarnock all these years ago and stuff. So definitely would agree with that. I think score. I'm scared to do score. You know what? I'm like every time I do it, I actually jinx it. I'm going to say 5-2.
5-2.
5-2. It's just such a bogey team. I want it to be like last year when we kind of won the cup last year against them. I want it to be like that. But I've just got this horrible feeling. I think the first 10-15 minutes we're going to struggle. If I'm being honest. I think that Kilmarnock might get a goal in before us.
Well, it's something, Paddy, that we have been doing recently is, we've started terribly since the Glasgow derby, really. Brendan's been calling for it in previous press conferences. He's been saying, we need to start better, and we haven't been. It has been a bugbear of mine as well, and I'm sure everybody else's. Do you see Schlupp getting dropped? Do you see wee Jamesy maybe getting on and getting that goal 16 seasons in a row? Do you think Brendan will be sentimental, as Michelle said, by bringing Taylor in because it's against his former team? What's your starting 11, Paddy, and what is your prediction for the score?
No, the one thing you won't see from Brendan is any sentiment of any description. Brendan will be looking for a thoroughly professional job from the team tomorrow. It's a brilliant opportunity for them. We're going to have a reasonably nice day, nice dry ball, dry pitch, big crowd. It's there for them. If the Celtic players who start the match tomorrow can't get themselves up for this sort of an occasion, well, then they shouldn't be at the club. It's as simple as that. These are the types of games that you're a Celtic player for. The title's on the line this weekend. I know it's not the way we would want to win it, but at the end of the day, as long as we win it, that's all that matters. But I'd much prefer to win it on the field in the stadium with the fans there. But if we win on Saturday and Rangers lose on Sunday and we win it that way, that's so be it. So I just feel the players will be coming out tomorrow with a massive point to prove after the stinging criticism that they've got, and rightly so, this week for their performance up at St Johnstone. So I can see Celtic being very, very determined and very, very motivated tomorrow. I don't think there'll be wholesale changes. My team would be Sinisalo in goal. The back four would be Alistair Johnson, Austin Trusty, Cameron Carter-Vickers and Jeffrey Schlupp at left back. Midfield is where I would make the change. So Callum McGregor, Paulo Bernardo and Arne Engels, that would be my three. And up front, I would start with James Forrest, Dyson through the middle and Jota on the left. Because Nicholas Kuhn just hasn't been doing the business. It's as simple as that. It's time to take him out. And there's no better player to come in at this stage than Jamesy. He's a proven winner. Jamesy would love nothing better than to get back in among the goals again. So that will be my starting lineup. And I see Celtic a very, very motivated and a very stimulated Celtic team tomorrow. I think we'll really go for it tomorrow. So I can see us winning by 4-0. I think Dyson's on for another couple. I'm going to back my man Arne again to get in target, and the other goal will be scored by Jota. So I'm going to 4-0 Celtic. 2 from Maida, 1 from Engels, 1 from Jota.
Oh, right, okay, right. I'm going for wholesale changes. I think they've been honking for weeks, and I would I'd be proper cutthroat tomorrow, if I'm being honest. I'd go Sinisalo in goals. I'd go Ralston right back. I'd go Taylor left back. I'd go Scales and Carter Vickers in the centre of defence. So 3 changes across the back. I'd get rid of the 3 of them who I think have been terrible recently. On the right, I'm going to go with Jota on the right. I'm going to go with Maeda on the left. I'm going to go in the middle with Kilmarnock, Bernardo and McCowan. I'd bring the 2 of them in, and I'd start with Adam Eder up front and give the boy a chance.
Yeah, good shout.
I think Kuhn 100% needs to be dropped. I think AJ needs to be dropped. I think Schlupp needs to be dropped. I think Trusty's been honking as well. Need to get shot at him. Give Scales his chance. So I would make wholesale changes, and I would bring Jamesy Forrest on for Jota for the last half an hour to try and get that goal that we're...
I'd put Schlupp in the midfield for a chat.
What about Big Nawrocki, Scott?
I think it's a shame, but Scales, I think Scales is ahead of him, mate. To be honest with you, in the pecking order, so I think he's a big favourite of Brendan's. So I would bring him in, and I'm going to go for 4-1. I was going to go for 4-0, but I just see us conceding at every bloody set piece that we get. So I think Kelly will score with a set piece. So Michelle, are you going to the game tomorrow?
No, I can't get tickets, so I'll be on after.
Right, perfect. So it's going to be myself, Andy and Michelle straight on after the game tomorrow. Our Paddy is away over again for the game. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's been an absolutely sensational podcast this evening. Segment heavy. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Paddy. Thank you all for your comments. If this is your first time watching us on the 4 Leaf Clover podcast, please like, share, subscribe, all that nonsense, and tell your pals about us, man. We've got a great wee community in there in the comments. Be great to see you inviting your pals on here to join us. That's us. We'll see you for the game tomorrow, and hopefully another 3 points from the boys. Andy?
I just want to say something, but we'd spoke about us in the chat about maybe doing a food-based football team. So we might actually bring that up on Wednesday. So get your thinking caps on for Wednesday. So a food-based football team. So it could be any players, no Celtic players, but any players. We'll try and get an 11 together. If we're overloaded with good content for the viewers' opinions, then we'll put subs in there as well. But we're looking for essentially 11 food-based football players.
Right, brilliant. Just give us an example of that. Give us an example.
Kevin Lasagna.
Kevin Lasagna or Diego Massive Donner.
Right.
Tony Curry.
Yeah.
Tony Curry. Aye.
Tony
so
Curry,
we'll go down that route. We'll try and get a wee bit of fun on Wednesday with that, and it'll be interesting to see what the comments are.
Right.
Keep them for Wednesday. Don't tell us them now.
Aye, don't tell us them now. We'll put something on the community chat so that you can get them in as well.
Yep.
Aye, brilliant. So thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow after the game. Cheers.
All right, guys. Hail, hail.
Hey, well, on the hoops. Come on.